tell me about your own campaign, because I heard last time we were on the phone, you didn't want to run any of these services by anybody until you made it work for yourself. And I said, you're getting ready to launch. Where are you now with your own campaign? What's the goal? And what was the process to get you there? And we're specifically talking about ACDC strategy content, which, again, for people who've been tuning in, they would know that that means awareness, consideration, and decision. It's another way to say buyer's journey. It's a funnel. Awareness is our first line of defense. It's broad stroke educational stuff to get people engaged. They engage there, we send them more video until we get to decision, and then they are much more likely to convert. But tell me how you approach that for your own company, because I think that's something that, like, I got into this whole idea because I was waiting for people to call me on the phone,
Sure.
and they didn't call me on the phone. We had COVID, they stopped calling, all the regulars, like we don't have any discretionary income anymore to employ
Yeah.
your vanity projects, sir. And
Your
so
frivolous little marketing
now it
tool.
is so empowering. That's all I
Yeah.
got to say, is that I can't wait to get in front of another person to pitch, because there
Yep.
is that aha moment you mentioned. Their eyes pop open and they go, Yahoo! I want that. So
Totally.
tell me what your goals are for your own strategy, ACDC style now.
So ACDC, I feel like I learned that whole concept early on. And I am, definitely a video person first and foremost. But in the last 11 years of running my business, I'm now a salesperson more than anything. And the buyer's journey has always been just smart sales, as far as, you have even if you're doing a cold call, that's an awareness message. Consider, if you're talking about the old school before computers or, video existed, you're not, you don't pick up the phone and call someone and say, like, hey, here's all the features and benefits of my product. Can I get you to sign a deal? There's a system, a communication system for these messages. So I'd already been thinking and talking about video in like it's awareness content, it's consideration, it's decision content. And you're not going to sell someone in the first meeting. You're just going to make them aware that you exist and then move them. It's all about moving them. That said, I think the biggest aha for us is getting people to, one, understand when you create a video, that one video cannot do all of those things. Right. So don't expect one decision video to also attract, also educate, and then convert people. Like, you're going to confuse them. It's going to be information overload. And then, yeah, you did make a really expensive brand video that didn't do anything because the messaging wasn't clear. So for us, when we started, I am so with you on I'm ready to get on the phone and talk about to anyone, because before Retain and before the film and content stuff, it was, I know that's true, but I can't prove it. And now we can, as you know, we can prove it down to the percentage and the dollar spent back with the dollar in. And people, the great thing about it is people intuitively know video's not going anywhere. So it's not like we're selling something that is archaic. It's the opposite. It's like we're selling something that people know they have to buy into. They just haven't yet because they haven't really connected the dots. So for us, it's really getting people to understand that. And I am a big time practice what I preach person. Like, I'm not going to do anything. I tell a story that when I first started, it was like my 3rd month in, and I was at a networking meeting telling somebody that they should have video for their website and what it should look like. And he's like, you don't have a video on your website. And I left that meeting like so ashamed, and like, I'm never going to have that happen to me again. Anything I'm pitching or selling, I want to be doing first and can talk about it. And that's just my personality. That's how I sell. That's just me. So that was, we started, like, I know these things can work for other people, but I want to walk the walk. So in the beginning, we started and we went down we created awareness content for a SaaS campaign. The biggest issue for that, because there's 2 pieces in my opinion, Mike, you've got like the creative, which is its own thing, and it should be inspired and fun and cool. And then you've got the data, the hardcore metrics, and here's what your audience is responding to and what's not. And really good creative is going to make those numbers work. So it's like this chicken and an egg, maybe that's not the right analogy, but it's this, this dance, I guess, of how do we make creative that responds to people without kind of playing too much to that. And I think on our first campaign, we kind of took the creativity out of it too much, and the numbers reflected that. So we kind of went back to, okay, how the next campaign we did, and these were awareness videos, how do we talk to the people that we're talking to, that I'm talking to in meetings every day? Like, that's also my big pitch is anything you're saying in a sales meeting, say it on video. Like, that is, so how do I go back to that? And so we did that. And then we ran the numbers. We let it do its thing, which is no small thing. You'll talk to Seth about that.
Right. That's going to be our next episode. If you're interested in this,
Yes.
next time around, we're going to talk to Seth Gray. Gray is his last name.
Gray, I think. Yeah.
We ahead of time went over some numbers, and just getting eyes on your awareness stuff sounds amazing. So
well, exactly, because you have like the copy in the ad, that ad headline, all of that is a contributing factor. There's so many different things. This is why having, for us, the film and content, and having Tim is so important, because we are never going to master it at that level. Like, maybe in a couple years. Right now, we're just like, our minds are being blown every week when we're like, oh, interesting. The first big lesson was the hook. Like, we were getting people, and this is what's beautiful about the data, is like, we were getting people, if they got over the first 7 seconds, we were getting a good watch time. So we knew the messaging was solid, which to my, my thesis or my theory was, this is what I'm talking about in sales meetings. People are going to like this stuff. So that's kind of what we went with for the creative. But what we didn't anticipate is, in awareness content, you are in a different beast. You are in competition with the scroll. They're not on your website. This isn't a referral. You are literally, the hook matters so much. So we had underestimated that, plainly. And then the data told us, hey, you really underestimated the hook. So we went back and we created, we took a creative course from Peak Creative. Shout out to them. I think that's their name. And they were, they gave us kind of all these hook ideas. And so we had an internal competition, because I wrote 3 hooks, or 4, because 12 was the awareness campaign. That's how many videos we ran. I did 4 hooks. My team did 4 hooks. And anyway, we just, again, let the data do the talking. I mean, obviously, when we went in creatively, Seth thought that he was going to win. Stephanie thought that she was going to win. I thought I was going to win. I did win. It's not a flex, kind of. I feel like it just speaks more to my social scrolling, because once I heard kind of, oh yeah, this is the stuff that makes me stop. This is what sucks hours of my time when I'm on TikTok or whatever. And that made a big difference. And it's those 1 percentage points that like make these things and make all of these things work in a way that does affect your bottom line. So it's like, okay, yes, your bottom line is cash in the door for any business that's trying to operate. But back it up, you're talking about, what is the first thing I say in this awareness video? I mean, that's like a really granular way to like, that's a different decision than, how do we get cash in the door? And that's the beauty of the ACDC, is it's, how does this all work? How do these awareness campaigns make sure you attract the right audience so that you get that 50%, and then you can retarget with consideration?